Dad brings his long-term affair partner to Mom's funeral, while she died of a literal heartbreak, and wouldn't stop raving about new beginnings, showing grace and love by letting bygones be bygones and expecting to turn Mom's childhood home into their new family home. Then got enraged and could not fathom the audacity when Dad's own parents told him it was as much a funeral for him as a part of the family. I need to vent. My life is a mess and everyone around me is sad and depressed. I feel like I'm spiraling, so I'm hoping talking about this here helps. I don't expect anyone to read this. I won't mind if I don't get any comments. I just need to let it out. I lost my mom a few days ago. It feels like ages though. I am just 20, so I didn't think I would lose my mom so soon. She was barely 45 when she left me. I'm an orphan now. My father isn't dead. He's very much alive and thriving. He has no remorse and doesn't have any grief from losing my mother. He already has a new woman on his arm. He showed up with his affair partner at my mom's funeral. He had been cheating on her for months. This revelation killed my mom. They were high school sweethearts. I always thought that they had the perfect love story. But then my father became the reason my mom died. He had come clean about his affair to my mother. He didn't regret it and didn't ask for forgiveness. He is proud of his affair. His mistress is my mom's childhood friend, Rita, 45F. My father just sprung it on my mom that he doesn't love her anymore and loves Rita instead. My mom couldn't take it. She had a major heart attack that night and was rushed to the hospital. I don't think she would have ever imagined that my father would do this to her. I can't fathom the pain she went through. I wasn't home when it happened. I attend college in another city. I was informed of this mess after my mother was taken to the hospital. It wasn't even my father who called. It was my maternal aunt crying on the phone when I picked up. She was the one who called me. My father had taken my mom to the hospital and had just called my aunt to come and deal with her. After that, he just left and never showed up again. I panicked. Called my father to ask for details. He initially said that they got into an argument and she just got too excited. I don't know why, but my gut kept telling me to press him for more details. My father sounded weirdly calm and almost like he didn't care that mom was in the hospital. After pressuring him for a while, he finally told me why they had an argument. I just remember yelling at my dad until he hung up on me. I took a flight and went straight to the hospital. I didn't go home. I stayed at my aunt's place. My aunt and I alternated being with my mother during the entire week that she was at the hospital. Mom would keep crying and her blood pressure would get bad. Nothing helped. After struggling for a week, she passed away. She had another heart attack at the hospital and this time she was gone. My mom already had pre-existing heart problems, so there wasn't much the doctors could do. Sometimes I blame myself for my mom's passing. In the past, the doctors had told us time and time again that we shouldn't get mom excited in any sense of the word. I had tried to be careful around her and thought that my father would be careful too. I wish I had known what he had planned to do. I could have at least flown here to be with my mom when he broke the news to her. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if he intentionally wanted to make her sick. I don't know, guys. I only know that I have a lot of regrets surrounding my mom's death. I have been a bad daughter. I should have done better. My mom had been telling me that my father was acting off and she was worried something was bothering him. This woman loved me and my father more than anyone or anything else in the world. I don't think she had ever imagined that he would cheat on her. It wasn't just the cheating part that was hard to swallow. It was also the fact that my father cheated on her with her childhood friend. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it. I can only imagine the pain while my mom literally went through it alone. I can't believe that my father actually did this to my mom. She didn't deserve to die like this. My father could have just given me a call. He could have told me to just be there and soften the blow. He's a selfish and evil man. I don't see him as my father anymore. He's just a monster in my eyes. I already stopped calling him Dad. I will never call him Dad again. I just use his name now. He was extremely offended by it when I used his name at the funeral. He tried to reprimand me for it. Can you imagine that? What right does he have to yell at me? I am seriously ashamed to have him as a father. Now I'm desperate to cut all ties with him. I didn't invite him to my mom's funeral. My mom liked to plan ahead, so she told us exactly where she wanted to be buried. My father somehow found out the date of the funeral and decided to show up without an invite. He brought that despicable woman with him as well. Rita and my father literally walked in arm. She had the audacity to cry while my father looked worried and comforted her. I don't know how I didn't end up punching the two of them and throwing them out then and there. I guess I was too shocked, and so was everyone else. They walked in when the main part of the funeral was already over. Still, it felt like a slap in the face. My maternal aunt and cousins had stepped forward and started to yell at them. Rita just kept crying while my father made some excuses about letting bygones be bygones. He even had the audacity to say that we were embarrassing him and my mom would have wanted him there. That's when I hit back that he was literally the reason my mom died. My father looked offended and said that my mom died from her heart problems and it had nothing to do with him. He said that I shouldn't talk to him that way because my mom didn't teach me to be disrespectful. Again, I don't know how I managed to not beat him up. He was going on and on about how we need to all just get along because we are family and mom would have wanted this. He also had the audacity to say that since we will all be living in my mom's childhood home, we need to get along and support each other during this grieving period. I was so stunned by his words that I didn't know what to say. I just started to cry because I couldn't take it all anymore. My friends came to my aid while my paternal grandparents absolutely tore into my father. There was a lot of yelling because everyone got enraged and was bashing both my father and his affair partner. I don't remember exactly what they said, but I later found out from a cousin that my paternal grandparents had threatened to disown my father completely. So yes, his own parents couldn't deal with his crap. My paternal grandparents loved my mom like their own daughter. My mom was very well loved in the family and the community. She used to head charities and volunteer work and was always ready to help out people. There were over 200 people present at the funeral. That's how well known and well loved my mother was. Part of me thinks that my father attended the funeral to show everyone that mom was okay with his relationship and I was understanding of it too. My friends thought that too. I don't know though. I also think that he attended the funeral to hear about the will. It was my paternal grandparents who told him that he wasn't in mom's will and wasn't going to be in theirs either. My father tried to talk back and argue, but the situation got so tense that he decided to leave. I'm pretty sure someone would have thrown hands if he had continued to stand there and argue. I was thankfully able to get through the rest of the funeral with the support of family and friends. But after the funeral, I was absolutely raging mad at my father. I immediately called the estate lawyer and told him to send an eviction notice to my father. He is still living in my mom's childhood home because she died before she could make him leave. My mom never went back home from the hospital. I wasn't staying at the house because I didn't want to see my father. And back then, I didn't have the right or the mental capacity to make him leave. But now, with my mom gone and the will already out in the open, I am within my rights to evict my father. He has been texting and calling me nonstop after the funeral because he wanted an apology from me. He literally said that I humiliated him and let everyone humiliate him, so I should apologize to him. He was also mad at his own parents and had been telling them that they were being unfair to him. My father was sending me only rage-filled texts and voicemails until he was served the eviction notice. Then suddenly his tone changed a little. He is now telling me that we may have both overreacted, so we should calm down a little before seeing each other. He also wants to talk things out and come to a peaceful solution about the present situation. I'm sure he is planning to manipulate me into giving him everything that mom left me. He said at the funeral he plans to live at my mom's house with his wife and make new memories there. He kept telling everyone that he wanted to do this because he wanted mom to be a part of his life even after she was gone. He had been trying hard to convince everyone that my mom would have wanted him to be happy and move on. I think he's under the impression that he can convince everyone that mom was okay with his affair. I don't know why that man thinks anyone would believe that. Now he's trying to meet up with me and talk about everything. I literally don't want to see his face. I would be happier if I never saw him again. But his constant harassment is becoming a big problem. Rita is no better. She had been sending me texts telling me that I'm hurting my father and what happened was between him and my mom, so I shouldn't judge them. I have since blocked that woman. I'm not even going to waste my time thinking of her. She's just a waste of space, just like my father. It's just, I can't stop thinking about my mom. It's hard to believe that she's gone. It's hard to believe that she died with a broken heart. I wish I could have saved her. I'm full of regrets now, guys. I'm lonely and absolutely heartbroken. I don't know how I will ever get over this. Everyone around me is equally heartbroken. My father and Rita are the only happy ones. They're just flaunting their relationship in my face and disrespecting my mom even after she's dead. I don't know how I will ever get past this. I don't know how I will survive without my mom when it is even difficult for me to accept that she's gone. Edit. I am really touched by all the nice comments you left for me. I have been feeling very lonely even when I am surrounded by friends and family. It's just that I never thought I would lose my mother like this. Losing a parent is harder than anything else. I lost 2 parents in one go. One is dead and the other is dead to me. I don't think I will ever have a relationship with my father again. I still can't wrap my head around what he did. How could he be so cruel? I just don't know. You guys wanted to know why my father had this brilliant idea of living in my mom's childhood home. Well, I have no clue. I just have to say that it's all because of his entitlement. Maybe he thought that my mom would leave the house to him. Maybe he thought of something else. I have no idea about that, guys. He's been texting and calling me wanting to meet up and talk about it. So, I'm assuming that they have already made a plan for the house. Honestly speaking, my father and his stupid affair partner were only surprised when they were told that they weren't included in the will. My guess is that my father thought my mom wouldn't have time to change her will or make adjustments to her life insurance policy. My mom wasn't mentally gone after the heart attack. She had been put on bed rest and had trouble with her blood pressure. That's why she was not being released from the hospital. She was there for a whole week because of the complications. So, she was mentally sane enough to change her will and update her life insurance policy. I actually didn't know about all this. She used my aunt's help to do these things. I only saw the estate lawyer one time at the hospital and that's it. I think my mom didn't want me to panic, so she didn't use my help. She called the lawyers and had them come over when my aunt was at the hospital with her. My mom really didn't want me to worry too much. I thought that I would be able to take her home from the hospital. It was a second heart attack that killed her. Can you guess what triggered it? My father freaking texted her asking for her engagement ring back because he had planned to use it when he would propose to Rita. That triggered her second heart attack, which killed her. I wish I had taken that phone away from her. Maybe then she wouldn't have had the second heart attack. I don't understand why karma worked this way. I don't understand why my mom had to die like this while my father and his affair partner get to continue their lives and live their dreams. It's just so unfair. One thing is for sure though, my father has already lost his only daughter. There was one commenter who privately DM'd me asking why I was abandoning my father when this has nothing to do with me. This person said that Rita is right in saying that this isn't my personal business. Well, he took my mom from me. So, I would say it's very freaking personal. Maybe you would find it in yourself to forgive your father, but I don't. I'm done with that man. I will never see that man as my father again. He doesn't deserve that respect. Update 1. Hello guys. I had to come back here even if it was just to thank you guys. I really didn't think anyone would read this. It wasn't my intention to get people's attention. I really just wanted to find a place to vent. I have seen people come here and just unload what's on their mind. That's why I chose this subreddit to post. I thought you guys wouldn't mind. You guys really did mind, not my post, but the way my father treated me and my mom. I would like to thank you all for your comments. The amount of support I received here has been mind-blowing for me. I'm glad that I was able to tell you guys about what an amazing person my mother was. She really was the most kind-hearted woman. It's unfair how God takes away the ones who were the most precious. I really appreciate the chance to tell you guys about her. Many of you have been concerned about me too. You think I shouldn't blame myself for what happened. I really can't help it, guys. I still feel like I could have done something to save my mother. I shouldn't have gone so far away for college because I knew her health was fragile. I should have selected a place closer to her. At least she would have had me for support. I just wish I had more time with her. She won't be here to see me graduate, fall in love, get married, and even have kids. She won't be here for any of it. She had been super excited for my college graduation. It was her dream to attend college. She got married really young and became a housewife while my father went to college and worked. I truly believe that she settled down faster because of my father. He proposed to her out of the blue and she just went along with it. Who would have known that this man would end up destroying her one day? There are a lot of reasons why I'm so mad at my father. He had been a decent father to me, although emotionally distant. I won't deny that he has raised me, but he also took away my mother. I cannot forgive that, guys. The worst thing is how he flaunted his relationship in everyone's face. It's like he has no shame. I just can't understand how his mind works. You guys may not agree with me, but I decided to meet up with him. I have things to say to him. I never confronted him. I never told him that I'm cutting him off. There are things I need to let out. Maybe he wouldn't care, but I still need to look him in the eye and say the words. I've already texted him a time and date to meet up. I won't go to the house. I don't want to actually see Rita and my father in that house together. I will go back there once they leave. Also, I plan to set the record straight with them about the house. I have given them legal notice, and no matter what they think, I will go to court to have them removed. I want to make myself clear to them. In other news, my grandparents recently came to my maternal aunt's house to talk to me. They haven't been dealing with Mom's death well. Like I said, she was like a daughter to my grandparents. My mom's parents died when she was young. Heart disease runs in the family, so my mother had been close to my paternal grandparents as well. Me, my aunt, and my grandparents shared some great memories about my mom that day. We talked about a lot of things, including my father. By the way, I'm only calling him my father for the post's sake. My grandparents told me that they had been very angry when they had threatened to disown my father. They weren't actually considering it back then, but after coming home from the funeral, they began to really think about it. They have now decided that they are really going to cut my father out of their will. In fact, they have already started the process to disown him. They're going to leave me his complete share instead. I was at a loss for words after hearing this. My grandparents said that my mom didn't deserve what happened to her, and they definitely didn't raise my father to be a horrid man. They can't bring my mom back, but they can definitely make my father face some consequences of his actions. Apparently, my father had been texting and calling and telling them that they should stay out of his personal business. He thinks they're being unfair for disowning him when this has nothing to do with them. It looks like this sentence has become a favorite for my father and his mistress. Birds of the same feather. I guess I know for a fact that my father is going to ask me about this. My grandparents have already informed him of their decision so that he doesn't try to contest the will and create trouble after they're gone. So, I know my father will bring it up to me at the meeting. I'm fully preparing myself for the day. I know I'll probably come home more troubled, but at least I would have said my part. I need to do this at least for closure. I'll come back and share with you guys what happened. Update 2. Hello again, guys. I don't know if any of you are interested in knowing what happened at the meeting with my father. Still, I'm going to put this here. I met up with my dad and his mistress because he insisted on bringing her along. The two of them are joined at the hip at all times. I heard through the grapevine that Rita's family has been keeping their distance from her. She's divorced, so there wasn't a husband involved, and she never had children of her own. So, it was her family and friends who have distanced themselves from her. This may be the reason why she's always stuck to my father. Anyways, I met up with them because I had things to tell the two of them. They met up with me because they wanted me to get rid of their problems and clean up their image. I couldn't even get a word in after sitting down for 30 minutes. They talked and talked about how things are messy and I need to help them by showing everyone that we are still family. I was right in assuming that my father showed up to the funeral to try and resurrect his image. Instead, that backfired on him horribly. They now wanted me to just forgive them and tell everyone that I didn't mind their relationship. Rita even had the audacity to say that she could be my new mom. And she was excited for this because she never had kids of her own. She had the audacity to say that since my mom is gone and she has no kids, we could just pretend that we have always been mother and daughter. I must have more patience than anyone on the planet because I didn't deck her right then and there. Rita and my father made all sorts of plans about how the three of us would live together for a while so that the world could see that we are indeed getting along just fine. Then I would finish my college degree, get a job, and basically leave the house to them. My father even said that I needed to help him win back his parents and stop them from disowning him, or I could just sign over his share of the inheritance once my grandparents are gone. Rita and my father were talking as if I were their slave, so I was going to do everything they say. After 30 minutes, I hit my capacity and absolutely snapped. I must have looked and sounded like a crazy person because I couldn't hold my emotions in. Literally, everyone at the restaurant was looking at us because I was loud. I didn't care if anyone heard us. I laid into both Rita and my father and basically told them that they are the most horrible people I have ever met in my life. I told them that my mom died because of them and they were the reason I am an orphan. I made it clear that my father was dead to me and I wasn't going to ever change my mind on that. I said a lot of things sprinkled with curse words, so I won't repeat them here. But I shut them up real good and also made sure they knew that I will take them to court if they don't respect the eviction notice. I left them gobsmacked, so gobsmacked that they couldn't form a reply before I stormed out of the restaurant. After coming home, I blocked them everywhere. They have since tried to reach out to me using different phone numbers, but I have kept blocking them as soon as I hear their voice. I said what I wanted to say, and I'm feeling a lot better. Yes, I still have some unwanted questions, but I am fine with it. I'm just going to wait for them to vacate the house now. I know my nightmare won't be over until I'm able to kick them out of my mom's house. Update 3. Hello everyone. I was being requested for an update, so here I am. I have some really good news for all of you. First of all, thank you for leaving me so many encouraging comments. I really needed them. I used your advice and got myself into therapy. I think it saved me. I was in a really bad place and didn't realize just how pathetic my mental health was. Your comments along with a little push from my aunt made me seek help, and I really needed that. It's been a month since I got into therapy. I'm doing much better with the help of a professional. My guilt and regret over losing my mother is almost gone. There are days when I still feel like blaming myself, but I have a better grip on the reality now. It also gave me the strength to hold on and see for myself the various consequences that my father and Rita had to face. It was glorious, guys. I'm going to tell you all about it. The idiots stayed put at my mom's house until the day of the eviction. They thought that they could strong-arm me into letting them stay. But big mistake on their part. I actually sent a lawyer the day before the eviction notice would expire. I think that's what made them realize that I was serious about this. They tried showing up at my aunt's house, talking to me, but the cops were called on them instead. I think this scared them even more. Thankfully for me, they left the house the next day. My lawyer confirmed it for me. I was able to move back into the house after changing the locks. Thanks for that idea, guys. My father and Rita had to scramble to find a place of their own. They tried living with a few friends who still contacted them, but eventually they threw my father and Rita out as well. You may wonder why. Well, it was because Rita and my father would constantly fight about finances amongst other things. They rented a small place and tried to make things work. But their relationship didn't last for another month. Rita literally had to leave town because people were cursing at her on the streets. Her family wasn't talking to her and her friends didn't want a cheater in their house. So, she had no choice but to leave. Meanwhile, my father came begging to my house and to my grandparents. He hated being alone and thought that he could beg and cry his way into our good graces. Let me just say that it didn't work and he is now truly all alone. His work is also suffering and there are rumors that management will fire him soon because of his underperformance. I will be waiting to see that happen. As for me, I have taken a year gap because focusing on college is difficult right now. I'm just going to collect myself and then go back to college to finish my degree. So, for now, I'm just focusing on healing myself. That's the update. Thank you so much for staying with me and cheering me up with your comments. I'm going to go now.